Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and we got an interesting guitar in today, courtesy of the very same person who sent us that Squier Vintage Modified Special to check out. We have this. This is called a Custom Shack Telecaster. I actually had to reread in the email when I asked what I was being sent, and yeah, as you can tell, there's some very odd features on this guitar considering the logo that is on the top of the headstock. We're going to put this guitar on the bench and pretty much take it apart fully to see all the parts that are used on it. However, we're going to start off by seeing how this thing functions and if this thing functions. Now, I think it's safe to say the electronics are not working as fully intended, so let's put it on the bench and have a look. Now, there are a few dead giveaways on this guitar. In case you ever find one of these in a shop that you can identify that this is a Custom Shack and not an actual Fender guitar, the first is going to be here, the fretboard. That is 100% Laurel. I do not know of a Fender branded guitar that comes with a Laurel fretboard. The second really big giveaway, the bridge itself here. This is typical to a certain Squier, but you could get confused by these pickups. This is actually a P90 pickup, and this is kind of like a Hot Rails sort of aggressive one, as we heard in the sound demonstration. I almost had no gain on the Friedman, and this thing was already ready to rock and fly out. But on the back of the instrument, there's no serial number whatsoever. That should be your last giveaway here. So on first glance, this thing just screams modified Squier bullet with a Fender logo on it. Let's take it apart and verify all the parts. All right, before we get to the electronics, I'm gonna take the neck off of this guitar too. That way we can see any markings in the actual neck pocket itself and on the guitar neck. All right, we got the neck off. This is definitely not authentic Fender, but is it a Squier? It actually says Custom Shack, Lake Placid, October 2021, Jimmy, spelt like Jimi Hendrix. And this is definitely a Squier bullet neck that he has taken the logo off of and put on a Fender silkscreen one. And yeah, there's no real gloss on the back of it, no marks here, and these are very kind of cheap entry-level tuners on it. Not really surprised by that, considering I think new, kind of modified, so to speak, one of these would cost around about $150, give or take. Let's take apart the guitar now and check out what's in the body. In the cavity itself, we don't have anything except the number 12 randomly printed right there at the base. Now I gotta say, it is pretty cool. He fit a P90 in here. No cloth wiring to it. Looks like we're just getting one wire that's going to hold both the hot and the ground inside of it once we actually check out the control cavity here. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the control cavity is one of those pre-wired ones that you can get on Amazon, and I would not be shocked if the pickup was the same exact thing. And okay, so yes, you have the hot going right here from the neck pickup, and then it's grounded there, and then that ground also goes to the volume pot right there. We have mini pots. This has a push-pull on it. I didn't even check for that. That's really interesting. But yeah, this absolutely looks like something that would be, 20, 30 bucks on Amazon, give or take. Nothing wrong with it. Let's check out the bridge pickup. Okay, yep, this is absolutely a Squier bullet body. On the back here, yeah, we got some funky kind of wiring on this brass plated bridge pickup that is, again, kind of like a split blade or something like a Hot Rails, something that's meant to handle a whole lot of gain, which was, kind of cool when we were playing it through the demonstration. That pickup worked fine. And then on the neck pickup, no branding whatsoever, so really could be anything. Now, as far as the reasons that the neck pickup specifically is not working as intended, I see a lot of potential, and this will happen a lot when you have a lot going on with the wiring for shorting and for not possibly the greatest soldering connections, so to speak. The bridge pickup is working fine, and that's really good. But yeah, we have wires on top of wires. We have open wires everywhere. This is kind of a mess. Regardless of what I'm going to do with this instrument, I will offer, if anybody wants this bridge pickup, I will send it to you. Just pay the postage. Shoot me an email. We can talk there. All right, thanks to our stellar detective work, we have discovered that this is in fact a modified Squire Bullet. We're not going to do any work on this guitar today. I just wanted to see the components that were used on it and if the thing was actually working. However, I do have a few thoughts on this guitar and other guitars like it. Now, before I tell you what I think about guitars like this and services like this, I want to acknowledge one thing. This guy has a lot of happy customers. In my research for this video, I found his eBay account has thousands of people who have bought similar guitars to this that have been modified in similar ways and had logos changed in similar ways. And I have nothing against that because at the end of the day, he's made people happy. The only thing that I have a problem with, and the reason why I personally will never endorse buying a guitar like this, is everything to do with this logo right here. Why? Well, there's a few reasons for it. Personally, I don't have a whole ton of attachment to Fender guitars. That has nothing to do with anything. It's the principle of it. And also, yeah, in the listings, it does say, again, to give this guy credit, that these are Squire guitars or other brands' guitars, and he tells you what the parts used are. However, if this thing is going to get sold on, or you're going to go and put it on the Craigslist or something like that, the potential is there for somebody who might not know any better. And some people will say in the comments, well, the buyer should beware. The buyer should be able to tell tale signs. There's a lot of guitars from a lot of different periods with Fender. They've done some funky specs in the past. Nothing really shocks me anymore, but this was a dead giveaway. And if you really wanted to look, because this is an official logo or an official water slide decal of the real logo, the fingerboard gives this thing away. It's so obvious when you see this laurel, like, this is not a real Fender neck. This is something else, whether it would be a Squire in all parts, whatever it would have been. The dead giveaway was the actual fingerboard itself. How did this thing play? It played all right. The only things that were really modified on this guitar was the electronics. I did think the P90 was pretty cool. I wish the thing worked so we could have really given it a go through. But, I mean, you're just paying for that, and you're paying for the decal and the headstock. He charges reasonable rates for it. It sounds like I'm plugging this guy. I'm just trying to be as objective as possible. I do not endorse this. I do not endorse anybody buying guitars that say they are something that they are not, or claim that they are something they are not. Never been a big fan of that, especially with the Chipsons. However, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with this guitar. Like I said earlier when we had this thing on the bench, if you want that bridge pickup, that is completely not my style. We will probably make this into some sort of project guitar. I will send you that for real. Just let me know in the comments or shoot me an email. You pay the postage, I'll send you the pickup, I'll send you some stickers, all sorts of other things. But the first thing that we're going to do is absolutely remove this logo. So we're going to make a video on how to remove a logo on a guitar. Actually, is that a good idea? Because then they might want to remove a Squire logo and put a Fender one on it. Maybe we'll do that off camera. But outside of that, who knows? I'm open to ideas. We can learn how to do some fretwork because I'm not confident in my abilities to do that on this neck. Or we could also try and darken this laurel fingerboard because it is something. And I know some people are really interested in doing that for even just Pal Ferro or lighter rosewood boards. We can experiment with India ink or whatever you guys would recommend, like Feeblings, in the comment section down below. If you found this useful, helpful, or entertaining, let me know in the comments. I'm kind of conflicted with this one because I'm not against anybody trying to make a living. It's just once you start fraud with this kind of stuff, I'm just not really the biggest fan of it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.